Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Yay. Let me now set my phone in the okay. This is September's Create Cards. Now it's wanting to move. Oh, why? Sorry, everyone. It's as tight as I can get it. Oh man. Okay. My mount is loose for some reason. Okay. I'm not going to restart this. Okay. Got it. This is September cards. Thank you for joining and participating. I'm Tanya with Stampin' Up. This is my September virtual card class. Still looks crooked. I've attempted to go live 4 times. Well, I have to go live because for some reason my phone will not record without stopping. So until I figure that situation out, I have to do these live. Okay. So let's just jump into it. This is using the Spooky Treats designer series paper and stamp set, which is, I don't know what I did with my stamp set. It grew legs and walked away. Well, oh, here it is. And the Spooky Halloween stamp set and dies. I hope I'm live. Yes, okay. Just a little bit of a delay. Alrighty, and we're using, so let's just go ahead and get started. We'll go ahead and start with this card. There's no coloring involved with this one. So your card pack looks like this. So you have the punch out of a bat, a piece of ribbon. I think this is a 1/2 inch by 6 inch strip. That's for your envelope. You have your inside piece and your outside piece. You have a pumpkin pie. This is pumpkin pie circle. Everyone has a character or a little image here. They're all different. You have some candy corn. You have 2 bats. This is 3/4 of an inch by 5 1/4. That's for your side strip. You have 5 1/4 by 3 for your card front. You have your card base. Let me lift this up a little bit. Use my light. Okay, and then you have some candy corns. I think everybody has a double and then 3 individuals. You definitely have 3. I don't know if I threw these in here because I didn't see these. If you have 2 extra candy corns, you could put them on the inside of your card. I just can't remember because I knew I had a lot of something at the end. So let's go ahead, move this out of the way. I'm gonna take this strip here and we're gonna adhere it on the side. And it's just gonna go in the center. Like so. I need to get my bone folder. Just give it a little bit better of a crease. And then we're going to take our ribbon and tie a little faux bow, like so. And cut it in the middle. So then it looks like this. And, ooh, I didn't leave myself much room. And we're going to tape it to the back. You can use either Scotch tape or Terran tape. I'm going to see if I can use some Scotch tape. Might have to use some Terran tape. And just wrap it around and tape it, like so. Again, I made my, oops, made my knot too long. Oof. Got a little bit piece of tape hanging out right here. Okay. Now, you can make this a gift card holder, and by doing that, you're only going to put adhesive on the edges here. So I am going to use some Terran tape so I can make this a gift card holder, and you can show it. If not, you can, this one is glued down all the way, but you're going to just put some Terran tape on the end here and here, and then along your edge. Just down at the corner, because you want to be able to slide your card in right here. Get another little piece here. This is only if you want to make it a gift card holder. So something like that. And then you can Here, there we go. I'm having my September kit together this morning at 11. So I ran out of time yesterday to film this. I started so early in September with these cards and ended up the last minute. So then you're going to just put that down like so. We'll trim our tails at the end. So then there's an opening for a gift card. Let's see if I might have gift cards. See what basket I have them in. Well, this isn't a gift card, it's a business card. So the gift card will have to go in this way. Okay, let's go ahead and put our inside down. Get that out of the way. It's a little bit smaller than I normally make them, the inside pieces. Okay. And then on the inside, oh, I know why I have 2 extra candy corns, because I didn't have an extra bat. So if by chance you don't have 3 bats to put on the inside, you'll have 1 bat and 2 candy corns. Now I remember. So let's go ahead. Let's see. I think I'll put the bat on this side. And then 1 candy corn. 2 candy corns, like that. Okay. Now we could work on the outside of our card. Get my pen and my glue so it doesn't dry out. Yes, I'm excited about my kit together. Today. So we'll go ahead and cut out our little guy. And this, of course, is with the Designer Series paper. So I serve a lunch for the kit together. And today we're having chicken enchiladas and beef enchiladas. Making them like the old Del Taco enchiladas with ground beef. Except I got the wrong enchilada sauce. So I have to, when I'm done with the video, I need to go and get the right one. I got the hottest one you can get. Okay, we got that cut out. So that's all the cutting there is. Let's go ahead and glue is to our card front. I loved this paper. So you're going to line this paper up with the top and bottom of the strip that we put down with the ribbon. And it's going to go centered in this flap. Didn't even check to make sure you can hear me. Okay. Like so. It's a non-directional pattern. And then we're going to glue, you're going to have your sentiment on this circle. It's the smallest with this, I don't remember what die set this is called. We're going to glue that. Centered. And we're going to pop it up. And we're going to put it in the middle on this piece. Like so. And I used a mini pop-up for the bat and had him popped up. Come on now. There we go. And he's going to be off over here. And I also used a mini to pop up a candy corn, the singleton. Why is this being so difficult? Like so. And then we're going to pop up our little friend here. And you're going to put your down on the left. And then we're going to just glue down this candy corn cluster. Like so. And let's trim our tails. Hopefully I didn't short anyone on ribbon. Thought for sure I cut it long enough. And we're just about done with this card. Just going to go ahead and glue our strip down on our envelope. And it's just going to go on the edge. And it's going to go across, so you're going to have to trim it on the sides. So we have a new person participating in my cards this month. She's one of my old coworkers. She lives in Northern California. So I'm excited for her to join and do these cards. So there we go. There is card number 1. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and set those off to the side. And let's bring out card number 2. Have a little bit of coloring. Okay. So you have your envelope, right? You have a little fence and then a partial fence, a circle for the sentiment. This piece here is 4 inches by a half inch for the inside down at the bottom. And then we have a piece of designer series paper that's going to glue onto our card front, and this is a top folding card. So, oh, and then you have 3 of the foamy star glitter embellishments. I have a bunch of stuff for my kit together, and I actually covered up my basket that has everything. So let's get some of these pieces out of the way before we start coloring. So we're going to glue this little strip here onto the inside of our card. And you could put it at top or bottom. I'm going to go ahead and put mine here. And then glue this down on the inside, like so. And let's put our designer series paper down on the front of our card. So last month I put a little ticket in everybody's packet. No one's claimed their prize. So I did not do that again this month because no one claimed their prize last month. But I thought I would try doing that each month. I used to do the golden ticket years ago. So now this piece is going to glue down at the bottom. And we just need a little bit of glue. And gonna put the end here right on the edge of the paper and the card base, lining up the bottom of the post like so. And then this one will go on the right side. And this will go to the edge of the paper. Like so. So it looks like when we put our image in there, like he's standing between the gate. This is popped up. like so. And then we're going to go ahead and color our little guy and then put our little stars down. Set this aside. And I used Granny Apple Green to make him look like Frankenstein. And I used light smoky slate so he's got a little like a patch over his eye. So I just colored that light smoky slate. Like so. And then his pants and his little thing here, I think I did that with the dark smoky slate. I didn't do any blending on his shorts. One thing I did in coloring this twice is here you could see there's like socks in his leg. I colored the top part like his socks and the bottom part like his leg. Twice I did that. Okay, so let's go ahead and color his body. This is Lemon Lime Twist. That's not the right color. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. It would work. So here's dark Granny Apple Green. So I'm just going to trace him. Basically with the dark Granny Apple Green. Going to go over his lines, his eyes. Just going to do the tips of his hands. And I almost did it again. And now I'm going to blend them in with the light. So you're going to want to make sure you go over your dark so you can, so it blends out. And this little chest I just did with the light. And then his little wrist and hands. And then go back over it there. Like so. Just going to leave those out because I'm going to need them again. And I think I used Fresh Freesia. This is Highland Heather for his shirt. There we go. And I'm using the dark to do the outside edges of his shirt. And then I put it down here on his socks. And then the dark smoky slate for his little bolt. And for his lollipop, I used dark and light pumpkin pie. So I just went around the circle like so with the dark and then filled in the rest with the light. But I didn't really blend it much because I wanted it to have the variation of color. And then we are going to pop him up with 2 dimensionals. Put him here in the middle. And then we're going to go ahead and put our little blingy bling blings down wherever you want. I put one over here, but I think I want to add one to up here, like so. So that completes card number 2. Alrighty, set these aside and bring out card number 3. So this one, you have either a piece like this or a piece like this for your flap. You have a piece for your stamped images. You have 2 3 by 1.5 strips. You have 2 1.5 inch square pieces. You have a piece for the inside of your card, and you have 2 layers for the front of your card. Your card base is pumpkin pie. It's a top folding card, and your envelope. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the inside out of the way. I did not put a sentiment or a greeting because I didn't know this might make a good birthday card to give someone that has a October birthday. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and put our layers down. Let's see, before we put it on the card, let's go ahead and take our black piece. Make sure I'm in view here. Okay. So we're gonna mostly, try to even it on the sides. The sides and the top and bottom are not going to have the same amount of pretty close, but it's off just a hair just because of the measurements of the pieces. So let's just dry fit these because you want your corners to line up with the piece beside it, like so. And then, so it should be something like this. So to get it centered, you're going to be off a smidge. Let's see. So it should be kind of like that. And then we're just going to go ahead and pick up one piece at a time and glue it down. I found that that is the best way to keep us lined up. And I did the larger pieces first from corner to corner, and then the smaller pieces corner to corner. I nearly used a full pack of paper with these cards, which is good. I think I have enough to do maybe one scrapbook page. I have tons of cutouts though. It came with a lot of cutouts. Because I think they designed this paper mostly to do like treats and cards more than scrapbook pages. Okay. So when we get this glued down, we can go ahead and glue it on to this piece. And it's centered with like a 1/8 of an inch border all the way around. Then we can glue that on our card base. And making sure we're putting it down with the same amount. There we go. Okay. Let's go ahead and set that aside and bring out our little critters here. Oh, you do have some black stars in with this. So let's see. So I colored the kitty cat with dark and light smoky slate. I think actually I used light gray granite and dark gray granite on the cat because it has a little bit of brown hue in it. So I did the top of the ears and the bridge of the nose, the light, and I did the light and the dark on the rest of the face and body. The tail, I'm just doing the dark. And then the paws, I did the dark. And then bring in the light. Do the tops of the ears. The face. Try to make this cat a little bit like my son's cat, Sophie. And then I brought in the light petal pink for her cheeks. And then I used the dark gray granite for her nose. And I used, I think, Petunia Pop for her dress. This is Berry Burst. So I colored her skirt with the dark Petunia Pop, because Petunia Pop is the color that's in here. Although it doesn't, in my opinion, look like this color, but they say it is. And then I just outlined it like the other. Then the light. It's really not a whole lot of difference between the light and the dark, honestly. Barely tell the difference. Oh, I did use the light petal pink in her ear. Like that. Then I used the Granny Apple Green light and dark for her socks or stockings and boot. But I guess I should use for her boot maybe some black or dark. So let me change this bit, deviating slightly. So I'm going to use the dark smoky slate for her boot. That looks better than the green. Oh, and then I used the dark Petunia Pop for her hat here. Should have used pumpkin pie now, thinking about it. So I used the pumpkin pie on her little, just to have some of all of the color in. For the broom, I used Daffodil Delight. I think it has a little hue of brown in it. This little pumpkin, I used pumpkin pie, dark and light. Just went over the lines. And then colored it in. Unfortunately, this one we're going to have a lot of cutting to do, but it's not too difficult. I wanted to get a closer edge. That's why I didn't cut them out with the dies. Now I'm gonna color the dog the same as I did before. Gonna make his patch a light gray granite. Dark and light granny apple green. My birds are waking up. Oh, see, I did it again. Oh, Tanya. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. The light. I have to say, Halloween I struggle with. Probably say that every time I do Halloween cards. I love like decorating for the fall. I have way more fall stuff than I have Halloween. But I'm going to do the same thing with the lollipop. The pumpkin pie, dark and light. And markers. Now I have to the dark smoky slate for his little bolts. And for his pants. That's potato pop. Fresh Frasier. And I'm going to put the dark Fresh Frasier down here on his sock. Hopefully it lifts that green up. Tanya, Tanya, Tanya. This is dark, right? Yeah. After coloring with that Petunia Pop, this seems so light, and it's the dark color. Okay, that's all of the coloring. Phew! Now we'll cut these bad boys out. So next month will be fall cards for October. And right, September, October. And then November, I will do Christmas cards. And then I will be dark in December. And I will not be doing my card class in December, but resume back in January. So I did show on my Facebook page, and I'm sure many of you have seen the ads all over, but Stampin' Up! Does have an advent calendar of 12 days of Christmas. And it's $99 plus tax and shipping. It's 12 coordinating items that are not holiday specific, from what my understanding, that you can use all year long. It's exclusive only to the kid. It's nothing that will be in the catalog or online only. So it's exclusive to the Advent calendar. You get a stamp set that coordinates with the product that's inside. Now I just cut that little piece of the stick off. So a lot of demonstrators are going to show you what's inside. I personally want to do the Advent calendar as it's meant to be. So I may go live on my Facebook in the month of December and open each one up each day with everyone. So I've never had an Advent calendar, and I went ahead and splurged and got myself one. Oh, just messed up his foot. Okay, got him done. So it's not too bad to cut it out. So the advent calendars are while supplies last. I don't know how many they have. So one of the demonstrators that I've been following for a lot of years, she goes by Paper Pixie, Julie D'Amato. She went to Stampin' Up for her $1 million reward trip with the other demonstrators that has earned $1 million or sold $1 million, excuse me, not earned $1 million. She got a sneak peek of what's inside, and she said it is well worth the value, and you're getting more than $99 worth of product inside the calendar. So I know there's dies, paper, 6x6 paper, embellishments. So I think it would be kind of fun. And put my glasses on. So I'm not cutting this as good as I did my other one. But it works. I will be taking a couple days off in the beginning of October, although I have things to do. It'll be nice to have those couple days off of work. Okay, there, got all the cutting done. So everything is popped up. So let's go ahead and flip these over. Obviously the little minis go on the pumpkin and the broom. So the broom, I just put it at the bottom. The pumpkin, I just put in the middle. And then I got a couple on the kitty cat. A couple on the dog. Okay, let's bring in our card. So just gonna put our cat over here. I have the tail hanging off a little bit. like so. And obviously you can put them any way you want. And then I'm going to just put a teeny tiny drop of glue on her paw to hold the broom handle. I'm going to tuck the broom in between her skirt and her boot, and then put the broom down on her paw, or the handle. Hold it for a second, and then gonna put a little bit of glue on the tip there, just a hair. Slide this underneath because he's holding his pumpkin. Oh, I did put a mini underneath the lollipop. Forgot that one. Let me go take the backing off. Slide this. So mini will go on the lollipop. Okay. Then just gonna go ahead and put your blings where you want. Oh, I smashed my star. These are foam, so I'm gonna have to tuck it a little bit there to cover up my mistake. So that's card number 2. So let's go ahead and put our flap on. Can't see the fold. So this just goes edge to edge. You're not going to have much to cut on this one. I was running out of paper. And we're going to trim. Not much. Okay, there we go. Here are our cards, ladies. All right, everyone. If you have any questions, please message me, let me know. I would appreciate it if you like and subscribe. Obviously, it'll help. Give a thumbs up, leave a comment. And again, as always, I appreciate your participation and all that you do. And I will see you here next month. Have a good, oh my gosh, it's going to be October. Happy Halloween, everyone. Thank you. Bye.